Hello, hello, hello! Welcome everyone to the Board Game Design Variety Hour, if I can remember what I'm supposed to actually be doing. I'm your host, Matthew Dunstan. I hope you are all well on this Friday evening / afternoon / morning / wherever you are in the world. Glad to have you with me. Hope you are well. Hey Rob, how are you going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so it is, as I said, Friday afternoon. I am a little bit as in a surprise to everybody. Hi Zay, how you going? Welcome. In a surprise to everybody, I'm a little bit unprepared today. I was testing, as you can see, the table behind me. There's a whole bunch of monumental stuff set up. And I was doing some further sort of pressure testing on the latest monumental expansion, as we're hopefully sending files to the printer soon and things like that. So that was most of my day, and I have to admit, I only just finished about 15 minutes ago, and my brain is a little bit burnt out. Hey everyone, hey Bass and Robin's here, and Robert's here, and Rory. Thanks everyone for dropping by. Yeah, so I'm playing, because of course the pandemic has sort of made testing quite difficult, and we actually don't have a digital version of the game. I'm playing kind of like solo play testing, 3 players at once, which is, you know, quite a achievement. Yeah, let's just say. No, Zaid, it's my normal chair. I guess I don't show it off. It's an IKEA kind of office chair. Which has served me really well, actually. I'm glad I picked it up when we moved here to this apartment about 18 months ago, I guess, or something like that, or 15 months ago. So yeah, it was quite fortunate. Rory, my plan to finish my work by now has typically gone awry. No worries. And Rob was also having these problems. Oh, macaroni cheese. You're just gonna make me hungry. It's gonna be one of those streams again. But hey, Alex, how you going? Sorry, missed Aqua there in the middle. Afternoon, David. Afternoon. How are you going? Zait's been finishing her pseudo Thai curry. Okay, I don't know what is pseudo or Thai about it. I guess would be my question. Hey, Mandela, how you going? Yeah, it's so yes. Anyway, short point is that yeah, I've been playtesting for about. It took quite a lot longer than I thought. It was about 3 hours. And my brain is just sort of leaking out the side of my head. So might be a bit more of a relaxed stream. So yeah, we'll see what we end up doing. I had sort of thrown around the idea that, you know, we could do a bit of game jamming to sort of follow in Bez's you know, game jam of the week. I thought, you know, we could jam on another idea possibly. So if there's some interest for that, we can do that. I have to admit, it will have to be a pretty simple game. I'm not sure if I'm going to be prototyping something on stream, but we could try something like that, or we, you know, just sit around chat. I thought I could show off a few numeric, like kind of logic puzzles I like doing, just as a kind of a to those who might not have ever seen them before. It might be a bit interesting. Obviously, it's kind of adjacent to game design, but it's fun and maybe yeah, it'll be interesting to some folks. What was I playing? Yes, I was working on Monumental, the sort of stress testing the latest expansion, African Empires. So the files will be sent off to the printer soon, or we have to finalize the files soon. So I'm kind of doing the last bits of testing. It's all been a bit unfortunately, it's just all been a bit disrupted over the past year, obviously. So I'm trying to do my best. We're all trying to do our best. I trust it's a good expansion. It's just one of those games where, you know, there's like 100 new cards and there's already like 200 cards already, and, you know, blah blah blah. So it's a bit of a like I don't think anything's like broken or anything, you know, and you kind of test it as best you can, and but there's so many different combinations, there's so many different things, and like now there's, you know, there's 3 more civs, so there's like 12 different civilizations you could be playing with, and so yeah, you're just trying to do your best, really. So hopefully it'll be okay. Zait, so this Thai curry, it's using more European type veggies, but it's a Thai green curry paste in coconut milk for the sauce over rice and chicken. Sounds absolutely lovely. Sounds lovely. I mean, peppers are not so far away. Well, pineapple mandarins, interesting. I don't think I've ever had a Thai curry with mandarin. So I will be interested. We have some lovely mandarins here actually, in like from supermarkets, and the kind of markets and things have been really, yeah, been really nice. I mean, obviously not grown here right now, but very been very tasty. So, Robin, am I going to address the Asmodee elephant in the online room of Board Game Arena? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of a bit. I don't know if I'm. I'm not sure if my opinion matters very much, I guess would be my point. And I'm not sure if I have a very strong opinion. You know, I mean, I don't think we all know very much about what this actually means at this point. So it's very much, you know, kind of baseless speculation, which, I mean, I guess it could be fun to kind of like think about what it might be. But, you know, from the Board Game Arena, does anyone's opinion matter? Well, I guess you've tuned into my stream, so I guess you've sort of given me the license that my opinion matters, at least somewhat. Hey, Nicholas, how you going? Welcome. Yeah, so my takeaway is that it seems that from the Board Game Arena, like the person from Board Game Arena who's talked a bit on Facebook and Twitter, sounds like not much is going to change in the short term. You know, that all the existing partners were aware of the change, you know, before this was announced. So, you know, this is not news to them. And to be honest, I'm actually, you know, I think Board Game Arena is probably one of the best sites in terms of balancing, like having a range of games and implementation. I think it does well on both counts. Obviously, there are some specific digital adaptations of some games, which are specific apps, like, you know, like Wingspan or these things. And obviously, they're probably better on the implementation side, but that's only for one game. And you might argue that there are some other, like, you know, Tabletop Simulator, you can play maybe a wider range of games depending on what mods are there, or maybe Tabletopia, but obviously the implementation isn't good enough. So I think Board Game Arena is sort of like the standard in terms of like doing the best in both worlds, like having a pretty good selection and it all being kind of coded and, you know, it all running. And I love it. Like, I've played Seven Wonders, for example. I can't imagine playing Seven Wonders in real life anymore, to be honest, because, you know, you can play a game in 15, 20 minutes, even with like 5 or 6 people, which is fantastic. And, you know, I mean, who knows what will happen when the pandemic ends and all these sort of things. But so kudos to them. And I think it's great, like, for the people who've run Board Game Arena, I'm sure, you know, like really putting a lot of time, not getting a lot of money for it. I can't imagine that they were making that much money, although I have no idea. But of course, they were kind of like, before the pandemic, there was definitely like a labor of love, right? I can't imagine it was a huge commercial venture. So I think for them, I think that's great. You know, they've had buy-in from someone who wants to invest in them, and that's great. They can maybe do a lot of things that they wanted to do but couldn't because of funds or whatever. Alex is saying I'd be interested to see how it affects the volunteer contributions. So what do you mean by volunteer contributions? I guess I'm not so familiar with Board Game Arena, like how it works in terms of people. Do you mean like volunteers sort of doing mods, like, of games or something like that? And also how it will change subscription models. Yeah, I mean, I expect that might be something that will change. Maybe there will be fewer free games. Although, you know, I can't imagine Asmodee is going to just like kill it. You know, there's no point buying something just to sort of price it out. I think they obviously see what works, and they know, you know, and if the idea is the Board Game Arena operates as a sort of independent studio, then, you know, I think that's a good idea. I mean, maybe they see it as a way to bring more audiences to digital implementation of the games. I don't know. Oh, I see. So most games are written by volunteer coders. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea how that's going to work. Robert's saying it's still on my to-do list to learn dev for BGA. I follow the tutorials, but need to find the time. On the BGA devs Discord, there is discussion of what the buyout by Asmodee means. As I know what that is. Yeah, I mean, let's chat about this in 1 or 2 months when there'll be more information. I think, you know, as much as the whole Asmodee thing in you know, I guess I'm not on the level of even like knowing what all the buyouts in terms of like for publishers and distributors have been. I think on you know, like a distributor or a publisher would have a much better idea of what that impact has been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm seeing like a little bit more organization against in terms of the studios as a designer. Like there is more of a sense like pitching games to Asmodee that they understand like that you pitch them a game and they'll think about what studio it might fit. So there is a bit of, that's kind of a good thing in a way. But yeah, I really don't know too much about it, to be honest. And I think let's just see how it pans out. Nicholas said they did say they weren't going to change anything there, only get more of their games on board. I mean, and if that's what's going to happen, then I think that's great. And I mean, the nice thing also is that, like, I think Board Game Arena right now is quite important, but I think it's not going to stop independent developers working on specific apps of games that won't be under that. There'll still be stuff on Steam and native iOS apps and all these sort of things. So I can't imagine they're going to get a sort of a monopoly on the virtual world. I don't think it's going to happen. It's still going to be profitable if a company outside of Asmodee has a good game and they want to make a digital implementation. So let's see. Let's fingers crossed that it'll all be okay. But yeah, we just don't know about these things. I guess. What are some other things? It's also like warming up to. I haven't talked much on the stream, but it's warming up to Eurovision time, which is my favorite time of the year. We're getting a lot of national finals and things going on. I know Robert must be aware of it as well. There's it's not, maybe is it this weekend? I think is the Norwegian final, which I'm quite excited because Kano, which is one of my favorite Eurovision acts, is hopefully going to go through. So I'm crossing my fingers for that. Shay said, didn't know BGA relied on volunteers. Yeah, I didn't know either, actually, to be honest. Eurovision comments is like listening to my husband. Well, yeah, I won't go into too much, maybe. I haven't actually talked much on the stream. It was interesting. I'm obviously a huge Eurovision fan, but I really wanted to, for a while, to actually do what I wanted to call kind of Ludovision, which was an idea that I had where it would be a little bit like Eurovision, but with some differences. I mean, so the basic idea would be that to have kind of an award, a global award, that like a game award where each country would be able to essentially have like one entry into this award, like one shortlist or one nominee. I think it wouldn't be like one event like Eurovision. I think it would be like each year you would have an award each year, and maybe you would have the whole year to kind of like judge the entries and play the entries. But I kind of liked the idea that each country somehow could self-organize. Like it would be up to them how they wanted to choose which entry they wanted to because some countries already have like board game competitions for like game of the year or games that are specifically made by people from that country. Like Australia has the Board Game Australia Awards, and there is one award of those which is the best Australian game, and it has to have an Australian within the creative team, either publishing or designing. So I think like my idea was essentially to have each entry have to have a person from that country as part of the kind of creative team, either the publisher or the designer, because I think it could kind of be a really cool way to kind of celebrate. I mean, much like Eurovision does, it kind of celebrates many different nations coming together. I think it could be a way to celebrate different styles of designs across different countries, and also kind of put probably some lesser known countries on sort of an equal footing with the bigger countries. Like obviously there are a lot of games that come out from American or German or French publishers, but it'd be great if there was only one game from those, and then you had like games from all these smaller countries that are like Taiwan and Japan and Latvia and South Argentina and Brazil and all these countries that and Nigeria, of course, with forgetting his name, which is bad. Anyway, so yeah, I think it would be an interesting. It could be an interesting. Alex says it would be cool to showcase games and creators from different countries. Yeah, I think that was my sort of fundamental idea. I think the other thing that was kind of interesting is that it's a way to. I think it might be also a way to encourage individual countries in terms of like how they would choose what game would be the entry. It might help smaller countries with smaller board game communities maybe to connect with each other around this sort of idea. Either people who are reviewers or publishers or things like that. KC, yeah, exactly. Sorry. Thanks, Nicola. That's right, KC, from Nigeria. Yeah, so I mean, it's always kind of been my idea. I've always kind of not done it because I kind of balked at the organization, and it's just like yet another thing. But I still dream that one day it could happen, and I think it could be a lot of fun. And part of my idea that I in some way that I think would be really cool is to have kind of the nominees at the start of the year, and then have the whole year, and to really encourage. So to really have like a public and a jury vote, much like Eurovision. That the idea would be you would have like a set period of game where people from all around the world could try and play as many of the games as possible, and then at the end of the period they would vote for their kind of things, and then there would also be like a jury, kind of national juries. I mean, much like Eurovision, I think I like that whatever organizations nominated the games would then also be the judges of the games from the other countries, and I think. Again, that could be a fun kind of, that kind of mixture of public and jury voting. I think you don't see that much in any competitions, any kind of awards at the moment. Mostly they're only jury. So I think that could also be interesting, and might also encourage, like it might give away for smaller countries with lesser known publishers a way to get their games played by a wider number of people. Yeah. Manuel saying, sounds like a lot of fun. Some countries have had their own design styles. I'd love to see what's up with the others we don't hear about. I think that, for me, I think that's my real interest is I'm sure there's countries I don't even know about making games. Like, since I've been in the Czech Republic, there are other publishers and designers in the Czech Republic that aren't even the publishers we know, like Czech Games Edition. There are other people making games. And it could be really interesting to kind of see that, I think. Or else would Ludovision be country of design or publishers, since this often isn't the same? Yeah, that's tricky. I think each country ultimately should make their own rules. Oh, well, I don't know. This gets into the difficulty. I would go for at least some member of the creative, a bit like how the Australian Board Games does it. So they can either be either publisher or designer, because I think that's fair enough. I think publishers obviously add a lot to a game. There's a lot of different people who are responsible for a game. It's not just the designer, it's not just the publisher. So I think having one be, at least one, kind of being as permissive as possible, I think is a good thing, probably. Robin says, presumably Ludovision would promote a high level of talent than the mess that is Eurovision, or would it also encourage neighbor voting? I hope it wouldn't. No, I don't really want to copy all that, and maybe calling it Ludovision is not a good idea, because there are obviously things I don't want to copy from Eurovision in that way. But I think it was like a fun sort of coming together, a kind of like a real kind of global award, and trying to give more kind of visibility, especially for the smaller countries and smaller publishers. So and there's some interest about designers rather than the publishers, but we shall see. We shall see. Thank you, Zate, for banning the. Thanks for that. What's happened after you had a package that somehow got to Macedonia? How bizarre! How bizarre. Interesting. Also, I missed something. Alex, you had a link. Seeing if I can find it in here. Is this a? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. So this is a challenge from Alex. Let me share my screen. Here we go. So I have to. What is this? So I have to put them into groups. So someone have to remind me what the rules are. Although, to be honest, this is all. I don't recognize many of them. Test my knowledge. Am I supposed? Hold on. So Puzzgrid. What does this have to do? Oh, there are 4 groups. Oh, okay. I see. And there are only 3 groups of 4. Is that right? If I'm reading that right, 4 items to link together. There may be red herrings. Once you've eliminated 2 groups of 4, you only have 3 lines to link. Oh, maybe there are 4 groups of 4, but obviously once you know the 4th group, then you. And I can watch the song clips. All right, okay. Let's try it. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going to know much. Oh wait, do I have to? Am I supposed to listen to clips? Maybe. Hold on, I should go back. Oh gosh, that's a little bit much. Sorry. How do I do this? Yeah, so the first was Euphoria, Lorraine. This is Germany from like 3 or 4 years ago. Mons, Sweden, 2015, I think. Hope it's not too. I guess probably nobody can hear this, can they? It's not the audio. It's Neda. Oh, I don't know this one, although I should know this one. The song, I recognize the song. Obviously, ABBA. Can hear a bit. Okay. Celine Dion. I don't know this one. Oh yes. Can't remember this one. Okay, this is probably not so interesting for people. Maybe. I don't know. Should I just try? Oh gosh, I don't know what I would guess. I mean, I guess the first thing would be I would guess Swedish entries. Although I know these 3 are Swedish entries, but I don't know past that. This is Azerbaijan. I don't have to do it now. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I will maybe save it for another time. But I will hold on. Okay. Oh, it's good for Alex to watch people being tortured. Lovely, lovely. I'm glad to hear it. I mean, the other thing is, of course, it could be winners, but there's more than 4 winners here, so I don't think that's going to be it. Yeah. So many Eurovision Song Contest cracks here, indeed. Is it going to come up? Is there going to be some way? Yeah, I feel like I should just guess Sweden or something, but yeah, I don't know. There's a few of them I don't know. I think is the problem. I have 30 seconds left. Which one could be the Swedish one? I've only got, yeah, I know. I'm probably not gonna. Oh, okay. I probably did it. I probably did it wrong by, yeah, I will. Is there a way, if I re-click the link, it will let me kind of go back in, hopefully. Anyway, all right. bit of a mess there for me. Gemini are not Swedish. No, I didn't know the third, like the other ones I was clicking on, I didn't know them so much. So I can refresh. Okay. I will attempt it maybe when maybe a 3-minute time limit is a little much for a live stream, I think, to appear still in control. Yes, but I've missed some stuff before. Manuel says, here in Ireland, we have an Irish Game Developers Association, which will order Irish games every year. It's primarily for videos, but it'll be easy to pick a game to submit from there. Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's the kind of thing that I imagine a lot of countries probably already have some infrastructure. And even with the countries that don't, I think, I'd look to just maybe even approach some reviewers or anybody from that country to see if they, just invite them to build up. You only need a few people who are happy to kind of collate, who obviously know the industry a bit better in that country and can kind of think about what games could be put up for it. So it would be lovely if Ludovision could be as much of a colourful show as Eurovision. Yeah, I mean, in the best world, I think it could be a great way to celebrate lots of games, lots of colored lights and explosions. Yeah. So who knows if when I have even more free time or something, or maybe when I stop streaming or something and I have free time or something, we'll see. It's something I'd like to do. I'd be into Ludovision, not into Eurovision though. Yeah. No, I think, look, it could just be another fun award, I think. And I think focusing on smaller countries that we don't hear about as much, I think could be a great thing. And I don't at least to my knowledge, there aren't any awards that are specifically trying to kind of, cross national boundaries in that same kind of way. So, and of course, maybe you're going to run into language problems, and there's that. But I guess maybe if you just hoped that there was sort of an English translation available, or like at least English rules, maybe there would be some limits on like they had to kind of be language independent games as much as possible. I can imagine Waterloo doing well in both. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, remind me about it if I haven't talked about it for a while, and we shall. One day. Yeah. So. Wow, I can't believe I'm nattered on for almost 30 minutes without much going on. So I'm not sure what do folk feel like. I have one sort of numerical like logic puzzle to show as maybe folks will be interested if haven't seen it, which is quite fun. What did I say? Did I say I mattered on? Oh no, I said I nattered on. I think. I hope I said that. That's what I meant to say. I've nattered on. I've mattered on. Yes, I don't refer to myself in the third person quite like that. That would be a rather cringy catchphrase, I think, to have one. But now I feel like I should be making more like formatting jokes or something, and that I'm sure everybody would then, my numbers would slowly dwindle away as everyone was sick of the terrible puns. Like some brief news, I updated the game that I worked on with Bez and Alan. I playtested it on Wednesday nights, I think. This kind of cryptid, kind of deduction-y kind of game. It's interesting. I have I have sheets here that is kind of what it currently looks like, and you're trying to basically cross off all the spaces in each quadrant until you're left with one, and that's where the treasure is. So yeah, that's been kind of fun. I think Alan's going to try and play test it this evening, and Bez might play it tomorrow. But I'm kind of happy with. It's interesting. I was always thinking about these digital game jams, where at the end of the digital game jam, the games are put on like itch.io or things like that, and they just sort of they're there. There's kind of a record, and it's interesting with this game. It's playable and it's somewhat interesting. And I would be happy for it just to exist as, here are the files, you can play it, here's the rules. But at the same time, I don't know how much I feel like I want to keep working on it, or at least, I'm not necessarily stuck, but I'm like, it's a little bit interesting. I'm not sure how many legs it has, but I'm sort of happy with the experience. So yeah, I will maybe try and do these sort of game jam things a little bit more, but we shall see. If your name becomes a verb, you've made it. Indeed. I know it have been zated on a lot. Oh gosh, I will. I will leave chat to making fun with each other. I'm not sure how many legs it has. Oh yeah, whether it has. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I use so many idioms and things like that. I don't even think about it. No, what is it? I don't know if it has legs. That's the whether this thing has legs or not. Whether it has promise or how far it can go. Yes. Yeah, well, because of my stream, and I'm going to choose. I'm going to show you Star Battle, which I'm guessing quite a few folk probably maybe already know. But for those who don't know, I think it's probably one of the best kind of like Sudoku-like logical puzzles that never really got that popular. I think it's probably like one of the more known of the lesser known ones, if that makes sense. But you don't see it in newspapers and things. But it's actually really great. It's very simple, and I actually really enjoy it. And I thought maybe folks haven't seen it, and I can very quickly show it off. And I quickly Googled before to see if there was an online thing, and there is this online version. I'm sure there's lots of other places you can look for Star Battle. So it's called Star Battle. And the rules are very simple, basically. You have to place, different Star Battles have different number of stars. This one is a 2-star, which means that in every row and column, you need to put 2 stars. Also in every bolded region, you also have to put 2 stars. So it's a little bit like Sudoku, there's there's the same rule for the rows and columns and for each of the regions. The only other rule is that stars cannot be adjacent to each other, not even diagonally. And that's it. That's all the rules. And then you just have to place the stars. So for example, I think this is maybe an easy one to start with. So you can look at this region here, this region of 3 squares. There has to be 2 stars in here because that's the rule. There's always 2 stars in every region as well as in every row and column. And you know that the stars have to be like this because otherwise there's no other way for them to not, this is the only way that they're not adjacent that you can place 2 in. So then this one's also empty because there can't be a star there. So like we've solved one region, fantastic. And also then you can basically click around each of the stars because you know that nothing can be adjacent. No 2 stars can be adjacent. I'm trying to follow chat, but I'm not really succeeding. It's like unless I've been, I sort of miss it for a little bit and then I'm like, where has it gone? Like my water's never broke or something. So I'm just going to leave you all to your fun there, and I'm just gonna go over here and enjoy my numerical logic, my star battle here. So similarly, I know there can't be a star in here. I should say I'm also feeling like I don't know what's the YouTube channel? I think they're called Beyond Sudoku. They're the one that kind of blew up on YouTube, and like it's 2 English folk who basically do Sudokus on YouTube, and now I feel like I'm channeling them. Cracking the Cryptic, that's what they're called. Would really recommend actually if you enjoy these things. This is really fun. But now I feel like I'm someone from Cracking the Cryptic. So yeah, I know a star can't be here because if there was a star here, then I couldn't place a second star anywhere basically. And similarly, there can't be a star here because if there was a star here, I couldn't put any stars here, and I'd only be able to put 1 star into this region. And so you actually know that there has to be 1 star here, and there also, there has to be 1 star here and 1 star here in one of these 2, essentially. So you know that, for example, there can't be a star here either, because if there was a star here, you would knock out both these squares, and therefore you'd only have 1 star. Also, I should say there are 2 stars already in this row here. So you know that all of these can't have any more stars, which then tells you that your 2 stars have to be here for this row. And then you can do the same thing by, clicking around because you can't have any stars that are adjacent. And then we know that we have to have 2 stars in this kind of region up here, which means they have to be in these 5 squares here, which means that there can't be anything in these 2 here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to fit 2 stars. And I know there has to be a star in these 2 squares here, for example. I love Cracking the Cryptic. Yeah, they're great folk. But I think Star Battle is a much underrated puzzle in my humble opinion. So that's why I'm trying to show it off a little bit for the folk. Similarly here, so now we can look at this region in the middle, this kind of 6 square. And if I can't put stars in either of these 2, because if I have a star here, then it knocks out everything else, and similarly for this one here. So I know I have to have a star in one of these 2 and a star in one of these 2. And there's just a general rule: if you have like 2 stars, like a star that can be in a set of 2 squares like this, you know that the 2 squares like sort of parallel next to it can't have stars either, because exactly. I agree. Yeah, there's no guesswork. It's completely logical for these. So then for this small region is solved. It's much like this. There's a set of 3, and I have to put 2 in it. So the stars have to be like this. And then I can again click around each of the stars because again nothing can be adjacent. And now that tells me my 2 stars have to be here. And now I've got, for example, 2 stars in this column, so I can cross out everything else in the column. Here I've got 2 stars in this row, so I can knock out everything in the row. I've got 2 stars in this row, so I can knock out everything. So it says, but on the right now is a guess between the 2 spaces up top. Yeah, well, right now it's a guess if I were to make a guess, but there's going to be a way that I'm going to be able to, yes, exactly. Every row and column has 2 stars. So there's going to be a way for me to work it out later on, basically. Because one of the rows will already have 2. One of the columns rather will already have 2 stars, like down here, for example. How are we going? So we can look here, and we haven't got any stars in this big region here yet. So there can only be 1 star here, which we know that means that these two next to it always have to be blank because we have 1 star in here, and then 1 star must be here. So that's fine. And we know that these two here can't have anything because we're going to have 2 stars in this column. Again, similarly, now we have to have a star here, and there's going to be 1 star in those. We've filled up this column, so we know those can't have anything. How are we going? Going pretty well. Oh, we know we can't have one here because that's adjacent. Sometimes I miss the like clicking out all the adjacent stuff. Here, we don't have any stars here, so we know there has to be a star here, for example. Again, there must be a star here, which means these two can't have anything. Kind of something adjacent to here. Kind of something here. We can't have any star here because it would knock out everything. We also can't have a star. We must have a star here. Must have a star here. And yeah, here, for example, now this is solving this right-hand corner, because if we look at this second column here, there's only 1 star so far there, so this must be a star, for example. And this stops, and we know this is a star here. And how are we going? This is a star. That's not a star. This is a star. This must be a star here. There's going to be a star here. We've only got 1 star in this column, so this must be a star. There we've got all the stars in this column, and then there's 1 there. And we did it. It was a bit quicker than 37 minutes because I think I had it. It was probably counting as I was going. Yeah, I can post. I shall post the link. Yeah, so that's star battle basically, and you know they get harder or easier. We could do one more just to kind of give you a bit of sense. It wishes me a bit of love at the start, which is always very nice. Usually, yeah, the fastest 37 minutes ever. So you usually start with the smaller areas, the easier areas. So like this one, for example, I know I can't have a star here because it would knock everything out. Similarly, I can't have stars here because they would knock out too much of the thing, and I can't have a star here. So that's a pretty good time flies when you're manning a game. Well, it's funny you folks talking about Minesweeper, because there is also a Minesweeper logic puzzle, which I'll show off in a sec, which is much closer to Minesweeper essentially. So similarly here, I can't have a star here because I knock everything out. I can't have a star here, which now there must be a star here. There's going to be a star in these 2 adjacent squares, which means I can knock out these. I can knock out all these because they're around the star. So, how are we going here? So down here, we know that we can't have a star here because it would knock out too much. We also can't have a star here. Can't have a star here, can't have a star here. In fact, we can't have a star here either, so you know and there's going to be a star in these 2. Oh, hey Ross, how you going? thanks for dropping by. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The other thing I'll remind me, I could show off the puzzle GP thing, which is quite fun. Remember. But let's keep going with the star battle. I'll give cracking the cryptic a run for their money. Yes. Let's see. So here, there can't be a star here because I'm knocking everything out. There can't be a star here. There must be a star here, and there'll be a star there, which means now this column has its 2 stars, so it's happy. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of an interesting trick, like you don't see very often. I'm not sure if it's very clear because I need something like some highlighter on my thing. But if you take this bold line here, how do I put a? I'm just highlight around cursor. How do I put a highlight? Oh. Okay. Okay. Apparently there's not an easy way to make my thing bigger. But if you look at this line down here, if you just extend it further up, you've got these 4 columns on the right. And you know that there are 2 stars in every column. So I need 8 stars in this 4-column region. But if I look at how many regions are actually in that at all, oh, actually, no, I'm a bit wrong. No, because there are actually 5. I had missed this square here. But if this square wasn't here, I would only have 4 regions, which means that all the stars would have to be in the region. Anything outside of these 4 columns couldn't have stars. But that isn't the case because this is here. So that's not an easy way through. Yeah, the other one was an easy way to start. Oh, I haven't put in some things around here which are going to make it a bit easier. Okay, there can't be a star here because it would knock all that out, and it wouldn't leave me enough room. Star there and star there. Indeed. Yes, every region, every row, and every column has to have 2 stars. That's the first rule. Second rule is no stars. 2 stars can be adjacent, and that also counts diagonally. They can't be diagonally adjacent either. So those are the 2 main rules of Star Battle. Or that number of stars is determined by the puzzle, but usually it's 2. That's the most common thing that you see. So actually now I know that there's a star here because that was the only thing left, and there's a star here. Okay, so I just missed doing some clicking around. So I've got my 2 stars in this column, for example. And I know there must be a star here because I can only fit 1 in here, basically. That can't be a star. So now that must be a star there. And I know I must need a star there. Now I have 1 star here, and the other star must be here. Bottom right or top right? Yeah. Have I caught up, Robin? Am I? I might be just reading the chat like slightly late or something like that. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that's looking good. These I have to remember my adjacencies. Sometimes you're so quick to put in the stars, you forget to then like mark off all the things around them. I haven't caught up yet. So I know then there must be a star in these 2 spaces here, so I can cross these off because they're adjacent. So I know there's 1 here. Similarly, I know there must be 1 in here, so I can get rid of these. I know there must be 1 in here, so I can get rid of those. I know there must be 1 in here. Oh gosh, oh no. So this is actually an interesting one testing you about basically this rule of 2. Like whenever you have 2 adjacent, you can always knock out the next ones, which is sort of interesting. But I have made an error. No, I haven't made an error, sorry. Because I was looking at this, I was like, there's only 2 squares here. How am I going to fit it? But actually, it just means that the stars must be like this. So that's good. Oh, okay. And then the bottom row is already filled. That's filled. Take a drink. Star to the left in the middle. I might not be completely following. Oh, here we go. That's not there. Star to the left to fill that row. Oh, yes, here we go. Yep. Cheers. Thank you very much. So I should check my rows. I still have 2 here. I know there must be 1 there. I know there must be 1 there. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Check my columns. It doesn't look like an easy solve anywhere yet. I know there's going to be 1 in here. Okay. So I know there's only 1 in here. Like this shape down here has to have a 1 star, only 1 star here. So there must be 1 star here. So there can't be anything there. So I know there's 1 star here, basically. Good. 6th row. Oh yeah, I think I've got, yeah. Again, doing live chat is with all the lag is an interesting kind of task. All right, all right, all right. Going well, going well. Let's look at some shapes. I feel like I should be able to probably solve. Feels like there should be a solution here because I still need to fit 4 stars. I know there's only 2 stars in this region. Most there's 1, so there must be 1 in one of these. Oh, okay. Because so yeah, you need a touch through live screen. So here's interesting. These 2 furthest columns on the left. So I know there's 1 star here and there's 1 star in these 2. So there's already 2 stars. So in these squares, these 5 squares here, I must have 2 stars. And actually, I can only ever put 1 star in these 4 because any 2 would be adjacent. So there must be 1 star here, which means then I must have a star here. That's going to knock that out. This must be a star here. And that will basically finish the puzzle, I think, because now it's going to be pretty trivial to do the rest. Hey. We get a nice little quote at the end. When the literary German dives into a sentence, that is the last you're going to see of him, or her, or them, it should be, until he emerges on the other side of the Atlantic with his verb in his mouth. Mark Twain. You solved it in 4 minutes. Well done, Ross. Maybe we're going to have maybe we'll have a streamers battle or something. You know how quickly you can solve a star battle. Yeah, no, this is so. Yeah, the other thing I kind of wanted to show off was the puzzle GP, which is a really great way to. So this is basically it's a part of the World Puzzle Federation, and they have 2 kind of classes: puzzle GPs and Sudoku. They have 1 only for Sudoku, and then 1 for everything else. Interestingly enough, and basically they have different rounds every year. But they also have a huge archive. So you can look at the puzzle archive, choose a year, and basically you can find the puzzles. And they're just really interesting because there's a lot of the kind of known, I don't know how to describe it. There are some puzzles which are well known, like these puzzles that maybe you haven't seen, but kind of they've been done before, but they're also all individually designed. So usually they have really interesting symmetries, or sometimes they put in codes here. This is the Indian team, the Indian kind of round. So they put India in the codes and things like that. It's like designing a crossword in a way. It's a great way to discover new puzzles. The only thing is that they're quite hard. This is really meant for very experienced puzzlers. So what I would say is that give it a go. They get harder as they go on normally in each. There's this point value. So this, for example, says 17 and 37 points. So the first one's 17, the second one 37. The lower the point value, the easier they are. It's basically points are equivalent to how long they think it takes you to solve it. But the other thing is you can actually then just look up Tapper, and you might find another site with lots of puzzles that you kind of see for that. Tappers are great. I really like Tapper. I actually really like these. Myopia is a really fun one. And I print these out basically. I've actually got one I printed out recently, and I just I have it with my tea, and I write work on it. And the way that it actually works in reality is that these puzzles get released on a Friday, and you have a 90-minute period where you have access to the PDF or something. It records when you download it, and then you have to upload your solutions within 90 minutes. So you have to try to do the whole thing in 90 minutes. Which is crazy. It's not possible. So I do it just for fun, and I download it and then do it in my own leisure essentially. But yeah, I would really recommend it if you're looking for some different types of puzzles, because they cram lots of different puzzles in one place, and then once you find one you like, you can go off and find something online which just does that particular puzzle. So what I was going to do is, because there were some people saying Minesweeper, I am going to find the Minesweeper logic puzzles, and maybe there's going to be a way to play it online. Who knows? I think it might be a little bit harder because it's not. You see, the Minesweeper ones are in some. No, okay, I'm not having any luck, unfortunately. I'd rather watch this version of Star Wars. That's very kind. Well, we could do one more. Okay, all right. If you're still here, Ross, are you still here, Ross? I don't know. Siri is wondering whether I'm calling out Ross and. Oh, hello. Have you gone on to 113, or shall we try and start 113 at the same time and see how quickly we can solve it? We can have a real battle off, so to speak. The Ross signal has flagged. Ah, I see. No worries. Well, we shall try it another time then. The Twitch Puzzlers Throwdown. If anyone else wants to come, I mean, I put the link in the description. Okay. Ross is ready. All right. I don't know how we're going to go with the lag. I guess I may have like a small advantage, I guess, because I'll have like a few seconds with the lag. But let's try 113. Okay, and place your bets. So we're going to do 113. I'll just say the final. Yeah, so anyone in chat if they want to do it. So yeah, like if you get to 113, and if you haven't done the first two, click on like the little thing, and let's see how we go. Oh yes, good idea. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Alex. All right, great. So good luck, Ross. Well, Team Matt. Yeah, I should hope so. I hope a few people are cheering for me. But 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Oops. Okay, here we go. All right. So nothing there. Where's a small one? Okay. Okay. This can't be here. Okay, that can't be there. There must be a star there. Whoops, no. Can't be a star there. Must be a star there. Who's doing running commentary? Yeah, we need some color commentary or something, for some folk. But I get strangely competitive, or not strangely competitive. It's not that much of a surprise, I guess. But I will do my best to be a good person here. And it's a Matt. It's must be stars. Yes, it's just mentioning. It's like all they're talking about is stars. Here we go. Hold on. This is interesting. There has to be 1 here, 2 here. Oh no, it's not gonna. 1, 2. No. Hold on. Will that knock out too many? That will knock out too many. That's getting distracted by. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat too much. Oh no. There has been a problem. We have seen a problem. Okay. Oh, hold on. 2. There's 1. Must be. Oh, I see. Hold on. So there can't be that. So there must be 2 in this row. Which means there also can't be 1 there. Okay. So those are the 3 in that. Bobby Squash. Oh yeah, Bobby Squash. I need a inanimate fruit that I can talk to and give me things. It's also the thing because you can't see the other person doing it. So whereas Ross can maybe is make you a cup of tea and a pure power move. Well, I'm going to drink my tea. I'm going to enjoy my competition. I'm going to enjoy my puzzle. That's the other reason why I don't like doing the puzzles in time, because rushing them kind of changes the feeling of it, I think, unfortunately. Okay. It's a little bit tricky. Battle. Yes, we are battling Robin. I'm battling Ross. I have no idea how well he's doing. I'm assuming better than me because I'm a bit not lost. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, it can't go there. Idiot. I missed this easy thing at the start. I should just recognize that pattern. It can't go in the middle of obviously. Fool of a took. Yeah, which was a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. There must be one there. There's one there. 4 minutes. Well done, Ross. Well done. I think you have beaten me, most certainly. I'm going to blame chat. It's all chat's fault for distracting me. You know, they're horrible, horrible people and all that. I feel like it's going to go slightly quicker now, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. It's fine. If you're doing, thank you, Ross. That's fun. I think the 113 is just the number of the puzzle. This is the third puzzle on the first level, I guess, or whatever. I'll try and finish it for posterity. But yes, I fear I have. Oh my gosh, I've made an error. Oh no. Okay, all this roll and rise. I've shame. Oh my gosh, I've screwed something up, unfortunately. And I don't know what I've done. Hold on. No, I have screwed something up somewhere. Because that has to be like this. Yeah, I've screwed something up. I don't know what I've done basically. It would only tell me at the start, I guess. So maybe if I just refresh it. Can I just go to the, hold on. Fix everything in your life. That's an interesting option. How do I, can I, oh, clear puzzle. I'm just going to try again and try and actually, yeah, thanks, Russ. Yeah. you had to reset once or something like that. Let's see if I can do a little bit better. I'm not sure. Not liking my chances. Oh, you did on puzzle 1. Well, yeah, I guess is this your first time doing them, Ross? You've done very, very well. Yeah, absolute kudos to you. Kudos. I recognize game when I see it. Certainly. Okay, well, I hope. Okay, well, that's a different result already. So I hope. Yeah, I hope we're on the right track. Let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah, I really like. Yeah, Kakura is great. I enjoy that as well, certainly. So we did one there, which means that one must be that. There's one there. There's one in here, which means there must be one there. Must be one there. Oh, I could do this, obviously. Obviously. How did you not see that before, Matthew? There's only one. Couldn't have done that, have you? It's gone. There'll be one there. There'll be one in here. But there can only be one there. Whoops. Hey. So 7 minutes on the second second go anyway. But yeah, so Star Battle, it's a lot of fun. I would heartily recommend it. And it's actually like literally the first thing I found online in terms of options. I wonder if they have because the other one is Battleship. Battleship. Right. Because there's also one based on battleships. I wonder if they're gonna let me do one. Oh, there's a site. So there's like this Conceptus. Oh, here we go. Oh no, I don't like how they've done this. Oh yes, here we go. All right, I found a way that they. No, my pleasure. But I have another one that I can introduce briefly, quickly as well. That's based on battleships, essentially. The idea of battleships is essentially it's like normal battleships where you have a grid and you have to put all the normal battleships. So you have like your 4 minesweepers, 1 space. You have 3 destroyers, 2 spaces, 2 battleships, which are 3 spaces, and 1 air carrier, which is 4 spaces. And the only additional rule that you have is that no 2 ships can touch, not even diagonally, or like be adjacent. And the numbers around the rows and columns are how many squares in that row or column have a ship or like a part of a ship in it. So like if this 5 means that I have like 5 ship pieces. Oh yeah, sorry, I put the link in here. I'm not sure if it's a very good link. It says it's not secure, so it might not be the best. I should also say like Conceptus. There's like if you look at Conceptus puzzles, got like Concept IS. They have lots of good apps, like free apps, for a lot of these types of puzzles, and you can look through all of their things, like the Hashi puzzles, for example, that Jeff Ayers did, the newest NSV roll and write. And yeah, then that's basically it. This is so like with those rules, then you have to place all the ships. So if I say start, is this going to let me mark it? No. Oh, I see. So you basically, yeah, I have to click down here and mark. So like this 0 means there are no ships in this column. So I can immediately make these all water because I know there aren't no ships. And for example, this circle, which is a clue, means it's definitely a minesweeper. Like it's definitely like a 1 ship thing, 1 spaceship, which means that all the space around it can't have a ship essentially. So you can do that for these 2 minesweepers. Similarly, this shape means it's the end of a ship, and the ship is going vertically. So you know that there can be no ships around here touching its end. And in fact, you know that this square here must be the other end of the ship because it has to continue. So you can basically put that in there. And then now you have a complete destroyer, I think they're called, for example. So this is the kind of like, this is basically the battleship thing. So for example, here now you have a 2 here, and I've already got my 2 like ships in squares. So it means the rest of the column must be all water. Also fill the 0. Oh yes, so there are a few 0 rows, which I haven't looked at. So you can fill those in and fill this in. So yeah, so that's I mean, this is basically it. And now it's just trying to try and actually do it, essentially. Usually what you have to do is, one of the kind of tricks is trying to find a place where you can place, well, like here, for example, I know that this, we have 5. Yeah, so it's finding a place to put the aircraft carrier, which is 4 spaces. Because, like, for example, like I can't have it here because I only have 4 spaces. I could have it here in these 4 spaces. I can have it here somewhere in like these 4 spaces. I could have it here like somewhere in these 4 spaces. Do you know what ships are hidden lengthwise? Yes, the ships are down here. Sorry, or maybe they were. there are 4 of the 1 spaceships, 3 of the 2 spaceships, 2 of the 3 spaceships, and 1 of the 4 spaceships, which I think is the count in normal battleships as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I mean that's basically the puzzle, and then it's just working from there. So like for example, so like I know I have to find 2 3 ships and 1 4 ship somewhere. So like I know that I can have like a 3 ship here, a 3 ship here, and a 3 ship here, or a 3 ship down. No, there can be no 3 ship in this column because there isn't space, basically. So basically, I found out where my like long ships are. There must be 1 long ship in this column, and there must be 1 long ship over here, and there must be 1 long ship over here, which actually means I can do a little bit of narrowing down. So I know there has to be at least a 3 or 4 ship along each of these, which means that both of these spaces have to be water, because I must have a ship. Either it goes like there, there, and there, or like I can move it along. Do the mines count against? Yes, the mines do. Like these little one ship things do count against the numbers. Yeah. So I know there also must be at least a 3 here, which means there must be at least a 3 here, if not a 4, which means this 1 has to be like this has to be a part of a ship. So basically, I know that there can't be anything along here. Which means, yeah, okay, I knew there was 1 thing here. And I also know there must be 1 here as well, because, yeah, for the same sort of reason. It has to fill these 2 middle spaces at least, essentially. Now, like 2 of these spaces are going to have a 1. So I could have both of the spaces, possibly. Actually, I can be better. I know that these spaces can't have it, because this ship, like in this bit here, it must, even when it sort of lies all the way here, you can't have it like diagonally touching. So that's why you have that. Yeah, it's a bit of a So this kind of puzzle. This is battleships essentially. And how are we going? Excuse me. So one of these must be like this could be. Oh, actually, we know that the 2, like both these spaces have to have something in it. So we know that there can't be anything down here, essentially, because as I was saying, the ships have to be at least a 3. So it means this space and this space must have a bit of a ship in it. So I can put a sort of a marker here, because I know that there's something there, basically. Which is good. And where are we going now? Well, actually, we know there's 4 spaces in this. There has to be at least 1 of these. And normally you would think maybe it can be a 2 ship, because you could have like 1 in here and 1 there, or like 1 here and 1 there. But that's not possible because there's only 2s and 1s. So actually that definitely means that you must have this. Yeah. So there must be either 1 or 2 here. Okay, well that's fine, I guess. Oh, okay. You've solved the following other rules. Apparently have 17 errors, even though it all checks out. Ah, interesting. I wonder if it has to do with like what you've put in the like. You have to have exactly the right like shape of the ships, maybe. Robin, I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't used this site before. I'd recommend the Conceptus like apps. I think are the best things for this. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, again, like, yeah, it's sorry, it's the same thing of trying to like stream and talk and do everything at the same time is a bit beyond my ken, I suspect. Yeah, interesting. So these must be connected, actually. I think these must be a two ship because if they're separated somehow, you would essentially have like you'd always have three one ships down here, one up here, and we know that one of these has to be a one ship. So we can't have that. So we must have a a two ship down here. Oh, you can't help me yet. Okay. But well, I think I'm doing better, I think. So we know that one of them has to be cut off, but that's fine. Oh, interesting. There shouldn't be a five ship. No, that's a bit strange. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know what's going on there. So one ship's going to be going across, and one ship's going to be going the other way. Oh, Yes, because they both can't go. Can they both go this way? Oh, they could actually. You could have. Oh no, they can't. So you can't. Essentially, you can't have a ship in both of these. So if you can't have a ship in both of these, you must have a destroyer here. Which means that you must have a normal ship here. Or like a battleship, rather. You must have another battleship here. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2. So that's all good. And it means the aircraft carrier must be here. Which means I must have water here and here. Water there. Must have water there. Must have a ship here. Water there and a ship here. Just 8 errors. Interesting. Oh, it tells me where my error was. Really? What did I have before? Can't remember now. Because didn't I have... Did I have something like this? Hold on. Something like this, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There must be something here. Okay, let's check. 5, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1. 4, 2, 1, 4, 0, 5, 1, 0, 2, 1. I've got 4 of the 1 ships, 3 of the 2 ships, 2 3s, and a 4. So this must be it. Yeah. So this, yeah. So I don't know. I must, yeah, I did make an error. Now you have my solution. Yeah, and it's correct. When I hit the click, it goes, it's correct. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, so that's the other puzzle, battleships. It is, in some ways, I find it less, I find Star Battles more interesting because there's, no, this is correct. This is correct. Oh, really? It says 17 errors for you. That's okay. That's strange. I mean, this is just correct. You can count, as you said, you can count everything. So yeah, but this is maybe not the best thing. Let me just, I will put Conceptus battleships. Yeah. So this is the one I would recommend, which is a good yeah, a good battleships app, and it's free. So yeah, it's for iPhones and things like that. And they've got a bunch of different ones, like, you know, Hashi, which is really great. I really like Hashi. Weirdly enough, they don't have star battles, which is, I think, a bit of a strange thing, considering like Hitori, which is quite fun. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So you can while away many an hour. And the nice thing is that they sort of give you 1 free puzzle every week, basically. And if you've got all the apps, then that's like a fair number of puzzles to try along the way. So yeah, thanks very much, Alex, for dropping by. Have a wonderful weekend. That also might do me for today. Not as much chat about game design. It's been a bit of a well, I mean, maybe it's fit the Variety Hour moniker correctly. We've chatted about Eurovision, Ludovision, logic puzzles, things like this. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend wherever you are, and hope you're all safe and well. Hope you get to play some games if that's a possibility for you, or online or some other way. I know that I will probably be I'll be checking out Bez's stream, I guess, of the Game Jam games, maybe playing along with our design and seeing how that's going. And yeah, I'm not sure what else I'll be doing, but relaxing, probably still playtesting Monumental, which seems to be my lot in life at the moment. But yeah, and I'll be back on Monday as normal. Yeah, tonight 10 p.m. is the Loserpalooza. I don't know how to Loserpalooza improv show. Okay, I shall check it out. Robin asks, are there any games that use Sudoku as a mechanism? Interestingly enough, I actually saw, what are they called? Flat Out Games. Flat Out Games, so the folks who did Calico and Point Salad and a lot of really great games. They tweeted something where they were using Sudoku. Here we go. Hold on, let me share it. Yeah. So yeah, which is kind of cool. It seems like you're placing like these kind of four tiles like in a particular kind of orientation, and then you kind of have to fit them on your board somehow. Looks really cool. And I should say that now I'm working on a game with Jeff Allers, and we're based it on Slitherlink, actually, which is another type of like kind of a loop puzzle. You have to form a loop, and the loop has to go around certain squares depending on the numbers. So yeah, it's yeah, it's. I think there's definitely a lot of room there. So if you're interested in puzzles, yeah, check out these puzzles. I think there's lots of room to make new games, definitely. Jay says, I'm not much into puzzles myself. Not sure why that is. I mean, I do like My Tunnel Islands puzzling. Yeah, I mean, I think the main difference is that, I mean, and when we say games are puzzly, we're not really. They're not. I mean, the way I think of a puzzle is a puzzle has a single solution, and games don't have a single solution. And Tiny Islands doesn't have a single solution, right? There's no one right way to do it. So yeah, I think that's probably might be the difference. You know, in puzzles, you're either right or wrong, essentially. But in games, there's many. You know, you can't say whether you're right or you don't know because there's unknown information. It's imperfect, essentially. Oh, sorry. Robert says Sudoku Moyo. Oh, okay. There's like a 2-player Sudoku game. Okay, I shall check that out. Yes, but anyway, so that will do me. I'm surprised. I didn't. 90 minutes, just almost 90 minutes passed in a flash. So thank you everyone for hanging around. Thank you very much, Jared. I've just seen for the follow about 40 minutes ago. If you're still watching, thank you very much for the follow. I don't have any automatic kind of notifications, so I tend to miss them. But let's go and raid someone if we can find something. Who have we got? If anyone's got recommendations of people to raid, do let me know. We could go and see some music. Mike Bass music is someone I've got. I'll wait for a minute or two if anyone has a suggestion of someone we could raid. Do let me know. Happily raid. Always happy to raid new people as well that I don't know. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, thanks for the thanks. Game Freak Girl. Okay, let's check out Game Freak Girl. I guess I have to follow Game Freak Girl. Let's do it. Let's do it. Great, perfect. All right, well, thanks everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. Same time, same place. Enjoy some puzzles in the meantime. Okay. Thank you very much, and we shall prepare the raid. All right. Thanks very much, everyone. Take care. Bye.